birthday. I can't believe you've made it this far. I can't believe you've survived all the things you've survived. You taught every single one of us to survive the hardest things in life, no matter how scary they get. And I'll forever be thankful for you for that. And I also wanted to thank you for being my mama. We've always had a really close bond. And before I met Sean, you were always my best friend. From the moment I was born to the moment I moved out. You still are. I still can call you whenever I want and just talk your ear off. And you don't care. And you say it's because you're my mom. But not every mom is like that, and that's what makes you so special. You not only taught all of us to survive, but you also taught us so much patience when things are unforeseen in the future. Every time we were nervous to move, every time we were nervous to start a new school or meet new friends, because we all know that's a struggle for me. You always taught me that no matter what happens outside in the world, I can always come home and be safe with you and Dad. So thank you for that. And I wanted to make sure I thank you for all the art techniques you taught me, because I was able to take those and go far, and I am forever grateful for that. Thank you for making me your password child. If you don't know what that means, Mom, it just means that I know I'm the favorite. And that makes sense considering my entire life. Everyone has told me that you and I are so much alike. It's almost scary how much you and I are alike. Happy birthday again, Mama, and thank you for all that you have done for us and continue to do for our little family.
Hi, Mom. I just want to say happy birthday and thank you for being an amazing mom and for always being here for us. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the past 10 years from 50 to 60. I'm going to try not to cry. But you have been through quite a bit, and you survived and made it. And we're so happy and so blessed to still have you here. And I just want to thank you so much for being the best Nana to Grace. She loves you more than anything. And I couldn't imagine her life without you in it. And you're a fighter, and the strength that you have makes me stronger every day. It helps me to be a better mom, and just everything that I do in life. Your strength really just helps me be strong, and I just love you so much. And thank you for being there for me when I was in the hospital, when I was pregnant with baby girl. And if you weren't there, I don't know what I would have done. Thank you for being there for me after she was born and helping so much. Grace just loves spending every day with you. I appreciate you being her babysitter and just loving on her when I'm not able to love on her. You know how hard it is for me to be away from her while I'm working, and the love that you give her when I can't. I just appreciate you so much. But anyways, I just love you so much, and I just want to thank you for everything you do for us always. You are the best mom, and you've taught me how to be a mom and how to be a loving mom and how to have patience to a very active little girl. As you had an active hyper child growing up. One of us was that way. So I just thank you and appreciate you and love you. And again, thank you for all you do. And happy big 6-0. We're so excited that you made it. Here's to many, many, many more years to come. And we look forward to all the memories that still have yet to come. And thank you for being my road trip buddy. I love you so much, and happy birthday and surprise.
Hi Mom, happy 60th birthday. From Emma and Adrienne and me, we love you very much. The thing that I want to tell you about the most, the thing that I'm most thankful for about you, is how much you've supported all the kids through the years. All of our ideas, all the things that we wanted to do, you've always just been really gung-ho about. From Emma's career in cosmetology, to Adrienne's career in personal care, to my many different careers that I've tried throughout the years. You've just been there for us no matter what. And I've always known that no matter where I end up, you're just going to be the biggest fan of whatever it is. And a lot of people don't have that. I love getting text messages from you. I love FaceTiming you. I love when you text me asking me if Grace can FaceTime to see Minnie. I love how much you love my wife. I love how much you love Jena. You've just been there the whole time. From me being the first person to ever be able to call you Mom, to as recently as today, when I gave you a hug and said a happy birthday, and I have a surprise for you. This is the surprise. It's not another iPhone. Thank you so much for all of these years of unwavering support and being my biggest fan, and the only fan that really mattered until I met Jena. Thank you for being Emma's best friend. Thank you for being Adrienne's rock, which she can lean on. Thank you for being my biggest fan and my biggest supporter. So this is a nice video from the kids. Wouldn't it be nice if Dad was on the video too? I love you, Mom. Happy birthday.
July 10th, 1962, 60 years ago today, a little girl came into the world. Her middle name is Ruth Ann. Her first name, you'll just have to ask her. She may or may not tell you, but I'm not going to be the one to tell you, because if I do, well, then we may not be celebrating our 37th anniversary this year after all. But anyway, so this little girl was born at Methodist Hospital in Gary, Indiana. Went home to be with her older brother, Paul, who by that time would have been, well, let's see, 55, so 7 years old. 7 years old. Anyway, they lived there near Hobart for a few years and then moved to Merrillville, to the Red House on Marshall Street, where Ruth would spend most of her childhood. Eventually, your sophomore year, you moved to Crown Point. You were not pleased about that. You were leaving behind some of your lifelong friends. Even though Crown Point was just 4 or 5 miles away, it was like going to a whole different world. But one good thing came out of Crown Point is you met me. Senior year, your senior year, my sophomore year, just to make sure people realize this, I married an older woman. We met at a campus life meeting at Jerry Ayer's house. I think I was introduced to you at that first meeting. And we chatted a little bit, but it wasn't until a few days later when we were both attending a talent show at the high school, And you came and sat next to me and said, "Remember me? I'm Ruth from the meeting the other night." I said, "Yes." And thus began a long relationship. That night, you took me home. It turned out we lived not very far apart from one another. Took me home in your dad's, I want to say, it was an old Cadillac. Maybe it was a Chrysler. Anyway, I was excited because it had power windows, and you didn't see many cars with power windows in those days. We laughed that whole way home that first night, and time went along, and by 1985, we were married. I was finishing up at Ball State. Then we moved to Kentucky. Well, I attended seminary at Asbury Seminary. We were first in Kentucky in a small town called New Columbus, you remember. And that was completely different from anything either of us had ever experienced. Before that point in life, the smallest place we'd ever lived was Crown Point, which we thought was small, and come to find out it wasn't compared to all the other places we were going to live in our lives. But anyway, right after we moved from that town, after only being in Kentucky 8 months, and we moved to Wilmore, where the seminary was located, our first week after moving to Wilmore, we found out that we were going to have a baby. Turned out to be a baby boy, and by the end of our time in Kentucky, when I was getting ready to graduate from seminary, a few months before graduation, we found out we were going to have another baby. We had a baby girl, Adrienne, in October. After that, a few years there, we moved to Porter by the Indiana Dunes, which was great by the dunes. After a few years there, towards the end of that time, we found out we were going to have another baby. So there's a pattern here. Every time we're getting ready to move, we have a baby. And we moved to Howe, and within the first month of being there, we moved there around the 1st of June, and by June 26th of that year, 1995, another baby girl was born named Emma. Lived there 6 years, moved to Bourbon, lived there a few years, 4 years I think, then moved up to the city, Hammond. We were only 35 minutes from Soldier Field, from downtown, from the Loop in Chicago, and right in the middle of it all. Then we, after a few years there, we moved to LaPorte. We're there 6.5 years, then moved to Rossville. While we were in LaPorte, Adrienne got married. After we moved to Rossville, where we're in our 7th year here, Adrienne and her husband Christian followed us about 7 or 8 months later, and then turns out they were going to have a baby, and then we were blessed with our first granddaughter, our only granddaughter, Grace. And in December of 2016, sometime after Grace was born, our son Adam met Jena, and they were married this past year in September of 2021, and we're excited to have Jena as part of our family now. And we're excited that Emma is with Sean also, and we look forward to what the future holds with all these relationships as our kids, even though they're still kids, are well into adulthood. We've had a lot of great experiences together. We've had ups, we've had downs. I've counted it the joy of my life to share all these years with you. I look forward to celebrating your 70th birthday and your 80th birthday. As God wills. The Lord has been with us and led us through all these years, and I'm excited. So Ruth, let me tell you, I love you, and happy 60th birthday, old lady.